Hello, everybody. Welcome to your daily pop of positivity. How is everybody? I'm going to be using some of these beautiful gem crystal cards, and we're going to use one of my favorite tarot decks too and pull some cards on each topic that I love right here. So, number one is calmness, abalone shell. And I love anything that comes from the ocean. Pearls, abalone, all those beautiful watery creations carry that beautiful flowy vibration. And abalone shell has some of the most beautiful reflective colors I've ever seen too. I came across some of these beautiful abalone sticks at the crystal shop that you can make jewelry out of, and I mean the light just bounces off them. They're every color of gray, silver, blue, green, absolutely beautiful. And I feel like just handling these particular crystals help us stay really calm. And another favorite of most people is rose quartz, and I find this an utterly calming, restful stone. It's great for promoting self-love, just being really kind, and just love in general, those vibrations, those beautiful vibrations. So I'm going to split the deck right here and just take from the center. Now we have 7 of crystals, which is options and results. Now, doesn't this work beautifully over here with calmness? Okay, so we have options. Why aren't we choosing the optimal calm options so we can have a peaceful day, right? Not taking too much on our agendas, our business agendas, our social agendas, where they are like combating with one another. Something so we can be at peace with our choices and bring us where we're meant to be in a really kind of calm place. And what I do is after each kind of hour or two within the day, I do a quick review. Am I trying to connect or contact on too many social platforms? Am I doing too much, like bringing in and putting too much on my plate? Because, you know, it's that kind of 7 of cups where we have fantasies, choices, wishful thinking, the allure of temptation, needing to move forward without knowing the full picture, all our options. And the thing is, let's do one thing, do it well with our focus so we can stay calm, right? Like, personally, I am a crazy multitasker, and I have to bring in the reins on that and rein myself in and be like, if you do this and then you do something else, you're now giving each one of these things 50% of your attention instead of 100% where you could do much better. So I also feel better and more fulfilled when I do one thing at a time and I do it well and I'm calm about it. But I love this because when we ask ourselves, if I have these 2 options, what will the results be? That's also saying what's going to bring peace into my life. And by doing like a quick envisionment process and like experiencing in our mind, we can make better decisions because intuitively we'll be led in that direction, you know, in the healthier direction, whatever our kind of like gut instinct is to do for that. And just remember, regardless of what's going on, it should make you happy. That choice should make you happy. You should feel good. And you can connect to this experience before it even happens by, again, just envisioning it and thinking, oh. And this is also a reminder too, and I have to do for myself, how can I keep my family members calm, my neighbors, my whomever, my pets and animals before I do something. If I say something like from the heat of anger or response right now, raise my voice, I know my animals certainly don't like that. They run for cover. They don't like it. My family doesn't. So I take a deep breath and I'm like, what will the result of this action be? And will it be a calming, effective one, right? So we can preempt any kind of meltdowns by thinking the aftermath, we don't feel good. We feel bad when we start shouting or we start anything, accusing, just not being kind to whomever, right? So how can we be calm? And a good way to do this too is to turn it around from the other person's perspective. You know, how would you personally feel if that person spoke to you, reacted, responded, or behaved a certain way around you, right? And then to kind of negate any flying off the handle. Because it is important, when we're calm, we make better decisions. Now let's look at this rose quartz for balance and adaptability. Yay! Now when we act with loving compassion towards ourselves and other people, oftentimes we are fortunate to then reap the benefits of them doing the same for us, right? A lot of reciprocity takes place when we are calm. I've noticed this throughout my years too. I have a few favorite people that are just so lovely and so like generous, and they think about other people quite often. So I like to surprise them with little gifts, and then they in turn surprise me with little gifts. And it's so nice because it lets people know that they're important to you. You're thinking about them. They're in your thoughts, so on and so forth. Even just leaving like a little potted plant at your neighbor's house who's really sweet that may walk your dog, or just is always smiling or might be lonely, any of that. And I love this adaptability is, when we're in the flow state, we have much more adaptability. So we don't feel like we get caught out. We don't feel like we're stuck in some blueprint that we have to do or fulfill. You ever do that? I feel like this happens for people when they're going to big events. It could be their wedding, it could be a prom, it could be something, graduation, where they get, it has to be this so nuclear and so supernova and so perfect and this and that usually by whatever happens in reality suffers in comparison. So we have this adaptability that says whatever's going to come, I am going to enjoy it and be grateful and have gratitude for it, right? And not try to make it be this almost unreachable, ridiculous 5-star event over and over and over for everything that we do. You ever see that, like on the reality shows, they plan these parties, and right before the parties, everybody's always so worked up and in a state because it's not living up to their expectations. And really, who are we trying to impress? If it works for us and we feel good and we can adapt to it, we're going to have balance and we're going to feel this love and we're going to feel like, everything is doable. So let's pull one more card, the 9 of Shells. There we go, gratitude and fulfillment. I feel like we can have this every single day. Let's start with small things, right? When we wake up, I have so much gratitude, honest to goodness, that I can take my time and ease into my day. It wasn't always so. I worked for many years in cafes and things that open extraordinarily early. So I'd have to be there at 6 a.m. And oftentimes I was the first one there. And it was just one of those things where you'd have to prepare for what was going to be the slam, where you were going to have tons of people and everything had to be set, and catering, we catered to other people. So there was a lot going on. So now one of the things that I'm most grateful for is being self-employed. And that means I could go to my son's event. I can pick anybody up in my family anytime if there's a problem, take someone to the doctor, be there, be available. And I have so much gratitude for that. And I feel like regardless of what it is, that it brings us our abundance, brings us our money to pay bills and other things like that. We have gratitude that we're able to do that. The fact that we have choices. I'm so happy, that we live in a democracy. We're not told where we have to work, how long we have to work, what we have to do, and all of that. We could have been born in a crazy dictatorship where we have very little choice. Things like that, as simple as that. And something that I had gratitude for today, and I thought it was amazing. After we went to Ian's work, he discovered this place that I was talking about that was like on Cape Cod, where you can design your own donuts, and they look like works of art. They're crazy. I'll take some pictures and post on Insta, because we went there today after lunch, and just the fact that we could go and afford, they're kind of extravagant. They're not crazy. I think it's in like $3.50 for one of these donuts, but they're literally works of art. One was like a red velvet, and it just looks like a tower. There's everything on it and the kitchen sink, and it's beautiful, and it's frosting and chocolates and truffles and all this stuff, and there's all these different kinds. And the fact that we could stop and have that and have a little treat for later fill me with gratitude too. So it can be just the little things, but what I have gratitude for, the fact that I am able to be compassionate and love people and see them through a loving lens. And if there's any time where I think I'm not doing that, I have a pause and I recalibrate, because there's a reason for that. I either feel rushed or I feel like I don't have my bearings straight. So what I do is I return to a place of calm. It then lets me refuel with love and compassion and care. And, I can approach things more moderately. And I feel like sometimes all we need to do is just to have a pause and take a deep breath and reassess, why do I feel like this way? Oftentimes it is a lack mentality of something, right? Appreciation, time. I know I'm not as generous with conversations and in my work and other things if I feel like I'm pressed for time. So again, I calm everything down, and then I can recalibrate and feel like, I have all the time in the world, all is well. So that deep breath, say aloud to yourself, I have all the time in the world, all is well. And then you start to feel good about who you are and what's going on, which is where we're meant to be, right? And then we can have more love and compassion, not only for ourselves, but for everybody else around us in our family, and be nice and chill and be somebody that, your family member wants to approach and spend time with and laugh with and just chill out with. It's a nice feeling. So that's your daily pop, you guys. Love and light.